Good morning, everyone. Good morning, class. I am Teacher Christ, and today we will talk about respect and communication, but not just the words we say. Did you know that in Filipino culture, in our culture, no, we also show respect through our body language, gestures, and touch. This is what we call the nonverbal cues or the nonverbal communication. But first, let's recall a story. You all know, ito ay ang alamat ng pinya. Okay? Are you ready to listen? Very good. Ang alamat ng pinya. May isang batang babae na ang pangalan ay Pina. Mahal na mahal siya ng kanyang ina. Ngunit si Pina ay sobrang tamad at puro reklamo. Anak, pakikuha nga ang sandok, sambit ng kanyang nanay. Ay nanay, hindi ko po makita, sagot naman ni Pina. Kahit nasa harapan niya, ayaw pa ring hanapin. Isang araw, sinabi ng nanay sa sobrang inis, Nako Pina, sana magkaroon ka ng maraming mata para makita mo ang lahat. Hindi sinasadya, natupad ang sinabi ng kanyang nanay na wala si Pina. At pagkaraan ng ilang araw, tumubo sa kanilang bakuran ang isang kakaibang prutas na may maraming mata. Mula noon ay tinawag ito ng mga tao na pinya mula sa pangalang Pina. Alright, ayan, nakinig ba? Mabuti nakinig. Ngayon, kung kayo ay nakinig, may mga inihanda akong katanungan. Ang inyong gagawin lamang ay itaas ang inyong kamay. Just raise your hands, everyone, if you want to answer, okay? Tindihan ba? Okay. For our first question, who are the main characters? Sino daw yung mga characters or yung mga tauhan sa ang alamat ng pinya? Okay, sige, Tony. Very good. The main characters are Pina and her mother, no? So, next question. Where does the story take place daw? Or saan daw yung setting ng story? Okay, sige, Andre. Exactly. In a small village in the Philippines, no? Then, next question, third question. What is the main problem of the story? Okay, sige, Nathaniel. Very good. Pina is lazy and refuses to help her mother doing the some of the household chores. Okay, question number 4. How is the problem resolved? Paano din nasolusyonan yung problema? Okay, sige, Leonard. Exactly. Pina turns into a pineapple with many eyes, no? Kasi sinumpa siya ng kanyang nanay na magkaroon ng maraming mata para makita niya ang mga bagay na inuutos sa kanya ng kanyang nanay, no? Next question. What lesson does the story teach us, no? Okay, sige, Jans. Very good. The lesson of the story that teach us or the moral lesson is being a hardworking and obedient is highly important for us, no? So lahat ba ay tamang sagot? Okay, very good, no? Dito to talaga na nalaman na nakinig kayo at isinapuso niyo talaga ang story ng Alamat ng Pinya bagkus nag-reflect sa mga answers ninyo, no? Now that we remembered a story about respect for hard work, let's read a new story, di ba? A new story about respect for elders and nonverbal communication. So it's another story time because we love story, di ba everyone? Tama ba? Alright, okay. So this story is titled Mano po and the Magic Word. So are you ready to listen to teacher? Okay, so please prepare your eyes for your observation and prepare your ears for you to listen attentively to me because I prepare some questions. Okay, so Mano po and the magic word. Mia, a bright-eyed fourth grader, skipped along the bustling Manila street, hand in hand with her Lola. Entering the bakery, a familiar aroma of sweetness greeted them. Mia spotted her tita behind the counter. Her warm smile as familiar as the pandesal rolls baking in the oven. Magandang araw po, tita. Mia chirped, bowing slightly and gently raising her hand in a mano po gesture. Po was a magic word taught by her Lola that showed respect for elders. Tita beamed, gently touching Mia's hand before returning the greeting. Magandang araw rin, Mia. What would you like today? Tita asked, her eyes sparkling with affection. Mia, remembering Lola's lesson about the eye of respect, lowered her gaze slightly as she spoke. Dalawang pandesal po para sa akin at kay Lola. Later, sitting on a park bench with her Lola, Mia savored the fluffy bread. Lola, why do we do mano po and lower our eyes? She asked curiously. Lola chuckled, her wrinkles deepening with warmth. It's a way to show respect and love for those older and wiser than us, she explained. Like a secret code that says, we see you, we appreciate you, and will listen to your guidance. Like how you listen to me when I talk too much about unicorns? Mia teased, her eyes twinkling. Lola laughed, her eyes wrinkling. Exactly. But remember, respect isn't just for elders, it's for everyone, even your friends and classmates. Suddenly, a group of children playing bumped into their bench, scattering of their pandesal. Mia felt a surge of annoyance, but before she could react, Lola spoke gently. Excuse me, mga bata. She addressed the children using a respectful term. Perhaps you could help us pick the pandesal? Surprised by her kind tone, the children quickly scurried to gather the rolls. Pasensya na po, they mumbled, apologetically, using po instinctively. Lola smiled warmly. Salamat po, she replied, using po in return. As they walked home, Mia realized that respect wasn't just about gestures or words. It's about the warmth in your eyes and the warmth in your voice, the kindness in your eyes, and the understanding in your heart. Okay, no? Now that we have read the story, let's answer some questions, no, to check our understanding. Please answer by raising your hand, okay? Naintindihan ba? Okay, so for the first question, what did Mia do to her tita to show respect? A. Said, magandang araw without po. B. Shook her and firmly. C. Gave her a big hug. Or letter D. Said, magandang araw po and did mano po. Very good. It's letter D. Said, magandang araw po and did mano po. Question number 2. Why did Mia lower her gaze when talking to her tita? A. She was tired and wanted to rest her eyes. B. It's a sign of respect in Filipino culture. C. She was shy and didn't want to make eye contact. Or letter D. She was looking down at her shoes. Exactly. It's letter B. It's a sign of respect in Filipino culture. Now for question number 3, what did Lola explain about mano po and lowering your eyes? A. There's special greetings for family members only. B. There are ways to show respect and appreciation for those older and wiser. C. They are traditional handshakes used in Filipino dances. Or letter D. They are secret codes for getting discounts at bakeries. Exactly. The answer is letter B. There are ways to show respect and appreciation for those older and wiser. For question number 4, what did Mia learn about respect from Lola? A. It's only important for adults and grandparents. B. It's all about saying po and doing manu po perfectly. C. It's important for everyone, even friends and classmates, and involves kindness and understanding. The letter D. It means being quiet and not talking back, even to friends. Very good. The answer is letter C. It's important for everyone, even friends and classmates, and involves kindness and understanding. Now, for question number 5, how did the children react when Lola asked them to help? A. They argue that it wasn't their fault and refuse. B. They apologize and quickly help pick up the pandesal. Or C. They started laughing and ran away to play somewhere else. And letter D. They ignored her and continued walking. Very good. The answer is letter B. They apologize and quickly help pick up the pandesal. Question number 6. What did Mia realize about true respect at the end of the story? A. It's about following strict rules and traditions. B. It involves kindness, warmth in your heart, and understanding even when someone makes a mistake. C. It's just about using right words and gestures to your true feelings. Or letter D. It only matters when you are in trouble. Nice! The answer is letter B. It involves kindness, warmth in your heart, and understanding even someone makes a mistake. Now, for question number 7, for our last question, what did Mia want to do after learning about respect? A. Keep it a secret and not share it with anyone. B. Forget about it and return to playing without thinking about others. Or C. Spread kindness and respect wherever she goes, like Lola. And letter D. Only be respectful to people she likes and ignore everyone else. Very good. The answer is letter C. Spread kindness and respect wherever she goes, like Lola, no? So, class, we learned that um, respect is not just about words. In Filipino culture, we also communicate respect, affection, and understanding through our body. That is what we call the nonverbal cues. So there are two very important types of nonverbal cues or nonverbal communication. These are the haptics, which is about touch, and eye contact, which is about how we use our eyes to communicate. So let's start with haptics. So haptics or touch, it can show many things like respect, love, comfort, or even playfulness. Here are some examples Filipinos commonly use. For the first one is the pagmamano. This is when you gently take an elder's hand, bring it to your forehead. It's a sign of respect and asking for their blessing. For example, when Mia greeted her tita in the story, when Mia and her lola go to bakery, she did mano po. It shows she respect her elder or her tita. The second haptics is tapik, a gentle pat on someone's shoulder. This can say, good job, or I am proud of you, without needing words. Think of it as a silent encouragement, right? Minsan ginagawa natin to na sa mga friends natin. If may nagawa silang maganda, then na proud tayo sa kanya, no? Tinatap natin yung balikat nila para mag-show tayo ng pagka-proud sa kanila and masabihan natin sila ng good job without any saying words, no? Just a gestures lang or movement. Next haptic is the yakap or hugging, no? So you're hugging your family or friends shows warmth and affection. Unlike pagmamano, this express love rather than respect, no? So fourth haptics is the beso beso or in English, cheek to cheek greeting. No? So common in social setting or with friends and relatives. So it shows closeness and friendliness. And the last haptics is the hawak kamay, so holding hands. With friends or loved one, it can show also support or simply friendship. So through these gestures, no, we can communicate emotions and respect without even speaking. Just think about how Mia and Lola communicated kindness and guidance through tone, gentle touch, and gestures. So next, let's talk about the eye contact. So the eyes are very powerful in showing how we feel and how we respect others. In Filipino culture, eye contact is used carefully. For the first one is the lowered gaze. When speaking to elders, we often look slightly downward. It shows humility and respect like Mia did when ordering pandesal for her lola and for him. And second is wide-eyed expression. So this can show surprise or disapproval. For example, if someone bumps into a table and you open your eyes wide, it communicates that you were startled or concerned. The third type of eye contact in the nonverbal cues is the smirking or playful glance. So this is usually happen with friends. With eye expressions can show teasing or joking. So it's a part of casual communication. The next is head tilting. So sometimes tilting your head while listening shows interest and attention. So it signals that you are actively listening and um, engaged, no? We are engaged of their saying, we're actively participating or open our ears for them. Now, let's try it to ourselves. So, can anyone here volunteer to demonstrate a polite greeting to a teacher or elder using mano po and the right eye contact? Okay, sino gusto mag-volunteer? Okay, Daniela. Very good. Mag-demonstrate ko si Daniela sa harapan. Okay, Daniela, lapit ka dito sa harapan. Ayan, no? Very good, no? So notice how Daniela's hand gestures and the way she look at the person communicate respect without saying much, no? This is the same way Mia showed respect to her tita through mano po and lowering her eyes. So nonverbal cues like this are just as important as word in expressing respect, care, and understanding. So remember, respect is not only in what we say, but also in how we move, touch, and look at others. So nonverbal cues or nonverbal communication can make our words even more meaningful, no? So now, let's reflect. So answer these prompts in your notebooks. Then after answering, please pass it forward. So I'll read these 5 prompts that I prepared. For the first prompt, I am showing compassion towards my classmate when. Then you will put your nonverbal cues or examples or experience that you do to show your compassion towards your classmates. Second prompt is I know I am being respectful to my teachers when. Third prompt is being compassionate and respectful is important because. Fourth prompt is haptics or touch as a nonverbal means of communication is important because. And fifth prompt is eye contact is a nonverbal means of communication is important because. Ayan, naintindihan ba? Ayan, after you answer, please pass it forward. Now for your assignment, no? Very good, guys. Now for your assignment, try to observe a non-verbal cues at home or with friends this week. So notice how your parents, grandparents, or your classmates and friends communicate respect, care, compassion, love without using a words. Then next week or our next class, we'll share our observation or experience. Okay, naintindihan ba? Okay, magaling, no? So, I think that's it. Goodbye, everyone. And see you for our next session. I am Teacher Chris and I am good to know that marami kayo naintindihan ngayong araw natin sa ating topic na non-verbal cues. Okay. Goodbye, everyone, and see you for our next session. Bye.